ECW legend, the real Sabu, the innovator of today's wrestling. No one knows that. Know your history. And Levi, keep on pushing content, son. What's up? Yeah, this is Instagram Live. So yeah. What's up? What's up? So right now it's like I only got 2 people, but yeah, I got 2 people. I'm out. Good seeing y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.
And now the stuff with the women too, like that goes on independently too. I mean, I definitely see that.
Time. Women are mistreated everywhere. I'm not no big, woman activist or nothing, but I do see mistreated, and I do stand up for it when I do. Yeah. Somebody's got to stand up, and even if it's cut your own throat. Sometimes it cut my throat, but sometimes it was worth it. I didn't care if you're a man or a woman. If you tried hard, I was on your side. It didn't matter your sexual preference. It mattered how hard you tried,
sure,
or how hard you worked.
But it's not just exclusive for the women either in wrestling, right? I mean,
it's that way. Yeah, it's that way for the guys too. Except for I'm lucky because I had an uncle who had a fierce reputation. Who they thought I was like him. I'm gonna cut you in half and all that shit, which isn't true, but. People thought that, yeah. but the women are very mistreated, but so are the guys. But you don't hear about it as much, because it's so common. Back in the day, before I was there, WWE was a playground for. They only hired ring crew guys who were under 18. They wouldn't hire anybody over 18 because they were. Mel Phillips and Pat Patterson. I'm not afraid to say those 2 names are perverts.
Well, didn't Mel Phillips have to get edited out of like WrestleMania 3 and do a bunch of other stuff after that? What was he doing? He'd have kids in a bunch of different towns or something?
He had kids in every town, but he was a foot guy where like they'd step on him while he jacked off and stuff, or vice versa, and some sick shit, and he didn't deny it. He just faded away. Fucking gross. Terry Funk beat him up one time because he put his hat on. He took Terry Funk's hat and put it on. Terry Funk beat his ass. Mike Spada, brother, does the ring crew for WWE. F. Not anymore, I don't think. He's from what I heard.
Really?
Yeah. He only hired young kids, young boys, not kids, boys. They have to be a boy.
That'd be interesting getting into wrestling and saying, I'll get you in, and then...
Yeah, and they get him in. They get him in the dressing room. They get him setting the ring up. Get him in a Coke and a popcorn and a dick. Put a dick in their mouth. But Mel Phillips had somebody in every town. That's why he was so notorious.
And then Pat Patterson, he left and then was brought back, right?
Yeah, but he had his boyfriends with him. He had one guy that looked like Spike Dudley who died a little while ago. They had another guy who was a bodybuilder. His name was Sylvester something. Anyways, he worked for WWE at the time. That was his boyfriend at the time also. He had him right there with him. Tony Gurria, I like Tony Gurria, but he had the reputation, the label as being the shower room stalker. He'd always stand in the shower room and talk to you. Like when guys go and take a shower, he'd talk to them all the time. Always. Because he was a queer, I guess, Eventually he got suspended for being a shower room stalker.
Yeah, you'd go over your match while you're washing your balls, right? I mean,
I go, where's Tony Gurria? He's in the shower. Waiting for you. Yeah, I think a lot of it's exaggerated, but some of that does go on, Vince is a fruitcake himself. And he hires fruitcakes, I didn't witness for myself, but that's what I hear. That's why Pat Patterson still has a job, or had a job, until he died. He worked there regardless of the heat he had or not. He had so much on Vince couldn't fire him. But yeah, I heard a lot of shit about guys. But not so much anymore. It was back in the WWF days, the late 80s.
Jerry Brunk, known to wrestling fans around the world as Sabu, according to reports, he has passed away. A former ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Sabu was widely regarded as one of the most innovative and fearless performers of his generation. Further details surrounding his passing are still being confirmed, but what is on ground is that Sabu has passed away. Just last month, Sabu wrestled what would be his final match during WrestleMania 41 weekend in Las Vegas, where he defeated Joey Janela. He made what appears to have been his final public appearance this past weekend at the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance. And of course, he has been one of the legends of WrestleMania. His Alliance reunion convention was held at the historic 2300 Arena, Philadelphia, formerly known as the ECW Arena. And WrestleMania actually comes out to extend its thoughts and condolences to the family and friends of pro wrestling legend that is Sabu. Sabu competed in what is now believed to be his final in-ring appearance last month, like I've told you. And he also appeared this past weekend at the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance reunion convention at Philadelphia's iconic 2300 Arena. He was aged 60, and of course he has been one of those guys who are actually very much celebrated. The cause of death in this moment in time has not been revealed yet, but it's really very, very devastating news. We're praying for his family, the fans, and everyone who knew and loved him. Rest in power, King.